about Reiki, Reiki space, or Ricky. You get to choose. And on the back, just put your name and email, because I just might do a winner drawing at the end. Your one burning question about Reiki, Reiki space, or me. I can still stand as long as I'm
you're good.
Like,
you're
relatively across from here.
Do you want to tell everybody on Facebook who you are and what we're doing
I'm
today?
on now?
You're on now.
Okay, all right. Hi, everybody. I am Rickie Freedman. I am the owner and creator of Reiki Space and Learning Place, beautiful, peaceful healing center off of Ingalstown Road in Harrisburg. I'm very happy and excited to be at Symmetry in New York today. It's my first visit here. We have an awesome full group, and we are going to be sharing about Reiki, about living by the Reiki healing principles, and how to bring Reiki into your life and into your work. But really, these guys are going to determine what we talk about today, because everybody right now is writing their one burning question that they have, either about Reiki, about Reiki space, or about me. So we're going to give them a moment or two to do that. In the meanwhile, I think I'll just get a little Reiki flow to everyone.
What are we going to back? Or email?
Name and email on the back. So I love you all in Facebook land, and I am going to make pretend that you are not here so I can keep my attention on the group where it needs to be today. But thank you for joining, and we will begin momentarily. The energy is starting to flow, so just soak it in and relax. So it's really awesome that in addition to a healing center, Symmetry is also a tea house. And so those of you who know me, this is not going to come as a surprise, but you know, we have tea and we have Reiki. And ki is the Japanese word for energy. So if you put that together, we have a tiki party. So everybody gets to pick their little Hawaiian treasure here.
I love it.
Fun.
No, it's awesome.
It's a Friday night after a long week. Right? And then I'm also going to start around the other direction. I brought my Living Reiki Healing cards. So you can take them out, you can shuffle them. Just see where your intuition leads you. Know that you will always draw the perfect message for you, because it is your energy that attracts it to you. So if you desire, you can choose a card, and there's messages on both sides. So there we go. We have to get everybody adorned first. There you go. Some of them are for around your wrist, and I think some of them are for around your head. Oh, there should be plenty for everyone. So while we continue to draw the cards and everybody gets beautifully adorned, their inner beauty is already radiating, but might as well have a little fun. I always like to find out a little bit about who you are and why you were attracted to be at a Reiki talk tonight. So, do you mind starting?
That's fine. My name's Angie Smith, and I actually work with, like I said, the fellow that works with you.
One of my Reiki space practitioners.
Yes. And I had never heard of it before until he was mentioning it on Facebook. and I started reading a little bit about it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I've done, one full class, or I'm not sure what you call it, session. And, so far so good. I mean, I like what I felt so far, and I'm looking forward to learning about it and just digging in more.
Yeah, I heard you were interested in taking a class,
Yeah.
so that's beautiful. Hi,
I'm Sheila.
Sheila.
Angie has brought me, I also work with her, and
Okay.
I don't really know Mitch personally, but he's contacted me because I have neuropathy.
Oh, he loves doing feet. Yeah, that's kind of his thing for some reason. So, yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see what he can do for me.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you live up that way too?
I live in Shippensburg.
Oh my goodness! Thank you all for traveling. I'm so grateful. You look so pretty with that in your hair.
I'm Sandy, and I just got my first attunement from one of your students, actually. So,
Who is that?
Jen Ravenstein.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to absorb as much knowledge about it as I can.
Good. Wonderful. Erin, beautiful hostess with the mostest.
I'm married and I love her.
And I love you too. Can you feel it?
I feel it.
Hi.
I'm Kyle, and recently on life support, and I was really into Reiki before, and when I came back, I was more connected with myself outside of my body while I was on life support for 11 days.
Wow.
So I dove into actually making choices and altering my perception to do what the crowd doesn't. So I'm here to connect.
Beautiful. Well, the main essence of Reiki is rediscovering your true self, releasing all those old messages, the messages that you share in the mirror that's not really the truth of you, so that you can start to let your inner light shine and be really you in the world, because the world needs you. You have a beautiful energy. Yeah. Hi.
I'm Lisa in the world BC before COVID.
Yeah.
I was interested, I think there's somebody here in York that teaches Reiki, or you could sign up for a class, or maybe it was even you, I don't know.
I know I've met you before.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to connect, my schedule with that schedule to try to get into a class.
Yes.
So this happened Friday the 13th, last
Oh my
Friday.
goodness.
So you could do anything from my elbow.
Yeah. Well, when we're all done, we'll sit together and I'll share a little Reiki with you.
Halloween colors here, green and purple and blue.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, really? Yeah. Yes, I actually feel kind of naked, don't tell anybody, but I'm not used to being anywhere without my Reiki table. And I was mentioning that I do have an introduction to Reiki workshop for anybody who's wanting to make the trip, coming next Wednesday night at Reiki Space, where I will be demonstrating and going through the whole workshop. Tonight is going to be a little bit different than that, so if you're interested, I'd love to have you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm just here to learn. I've heard of it, but I've not really gotten into it.
Okay.
So I'm just soaking in knowledge.
Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. There's an empty chair here, guys. Who wants to sit
I'm
down?
okay, I'm like manning the
Yeah,
stage.
we're out here.
You're all working, okay. All right, hi.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I wanted to see what was going on at Symmetry tonight because I have not been in to visit, and I work right around the corner. And
What do you do?
I work at Fulton Bank.
Okay.
I'm a banker, so if anyone has banking needs. So I've had Reiki before. It's lovely. Should get it more.
Hi. Yep, let's do you first
Okay.
and then we'll head back.
I'm Holly, and Charlotte and I had dinner plans, and she's like, let's go to this too. So, yeah, I learned about Reiki a long time ago, 20 years ago.
Have you actually taken a Reiki
I
class?
did not.
Okay, so none of you have actually, well, Erin have taken the Reiki 1 class yet. Is that correct?
I have.
You have. Okay. Good. Wonderful. Okay, ladies, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Stacy. I work here at Symmetry.
You do more than work here.
Okay.
I am the crystal person here at Symmetry. I'm interested in Reiki. I've obviously heard Erin and Leandra talk about it, but I'm really interested that you do kids Reiki because I have 2 kids. So
Yes, wonderful. Remind me because I'll show you the color.
That'd be
It's
awesome, yeah.
It's really unique. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I'm Maribel.
Oh, you're getting the book in the front. Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about why you're attracted to be here tonight.
I am a Reiki sound practitioner who's just starting out, and so I thought it'd be cool to meet the team.
Do you share here?
I don't.
Okay.
No. I'm actually, do you know where the Unknown Muscle Massage is?
I know of the Unknown Muscle Massage.
So that's where I'm starting.
This area. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's beautiful. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, I'm Leandra.
Hi,
I'm the owner of Symmetry and the Witchwood Tea House, so the Reiki Tiki.
I love that. Yeah. I'm going to take this idea to Reiki space. I have someone who I work with that does tea leaf readings.
Yes,
So
I do
we're
too.
going,
Yep.
So we're going to do tea leaf reading and
Reiki.
session.
That's wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an Utsui Reiki master as well as a Celtic Reiki master.
Oh,
so I have the
fantastic.
2 different modalities that I've kind of picked my practice through.
Well, I always like to say the source is the source, of course.
Yes,
of course.
absolutely. It is.
You find the way that resonates with you, and it's all good. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Katie. I do social media marketing for Symmetry and a couple other small businesses in Central PA.
Awesome.
So I'm here to photograph you lovely people, with your consent, of course, and also learn and absorb. I know I really enjoy coming to the Tea Talks. I feel like I always walk away with so much enlightenment and so much knowledge and such a sense of community. So on behalf of Symmetry, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it on a personal level. So yeah, I'm excited to learn.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
My name's Ashlyn. I am Aaron's daughter.
You can wait a second if you want to.
Oh yeah, what is happening?
Wow.
Is it like a parade?
I don't know.
Like a parade.
Some energy going by.
All right, ladies, get that Reiki flowing.
They don't look like they're in a hurry. Is somebody important in town?
Wow, this is unbelievable. Yeah, this is something going on for sure. Is there?
Yeah, this is really unusual.
A spontaneous parade or a parade we didn't know about?
They usually do this with a funeral.
Oh.
Like when one of their people's dead.
Okay, I think we can hear you now.
Okay. My name's Ashlyn. I am Aaron's daughter. I also work here at Symmetry, and my mom used to teach me about Reiki when I was little, but I haven't had a refresher in a while, so I'm hoping to learn something new.
Okay, beautiful. And Rory?
Hi, so I'm Rory. I'm here with Rickie as support and significant other. I have had Reiki 2 training, and I'm learning more Reiki every day. So,
Beautiful.
glad to be here.
So Rory and I have been together for
Nearly.
coming up on 2 years, and after we had been together quite a while, I said, so, you know, what surprised you about me? What have you learned since we've been together? And he gave me the most awesome comment that is just so in alignment with who I am, and he says that you are the same everywhere, right? So I'm not Reiki when I'm in Reiki space, right? Not only when I'm in Reiki space. This is who I am. This is who I choose to be in the world, conscious of the energy of all our thoughts, words, attitudes, and emotions, and how that affects not only our personal well-being, but how it affects each other and on out into the world. So that was probably the most awesome compliment that he could have shared. So keep your little cards with you. I'm just going to talk a while, and then maybe we'll go around the room, and just in case I haven't answered your individual question, then we'll come back to it. And how did you like your messages that you chose from the Living Reiki? Yes. So do everybody resonate with their personal message? Yeah, and I won't do that tonight. Usually we do that as part of introductions when we have a longer amount of time. But as long as it was meaningful to you, that's all that matters to me. So yeah, just trust the energy and trust your intuition. So we are all made of energy. Everything alive is energy. And Reiki is one of the most natural things in the universe. There's nothing new or new age about this work. People have been sharing healing in this way with each other since there have been people, right? So it's very easy, it's very natural, and I call Reiki an EMS, that's a Reiki term, an energy management system. So that you learn how to stay very heart-centered and connected. And for those of you who are sensitive, which are most of you that are attracted to be at a workshop like this, it's a life-changing tool in your toolbox, because you never have to take on anyone else's stuff, and you never have to give away your own personal energy. Take that in for a moment. That is really, really huge, right? And so our energy field radiates, right? That's how when you walk into a room, you kind of get a sense if there's been some tension in the space, or you get a feeling that there's just a nice connection. Our closest layers of our energy field radiate about as far as we can reach in every direction. And so you can see what would happen if we all did that. Our energy is overlapping each other all the time. And that's where that expression that we've all heard, we are all one, which sounds kind of a new agey cute expression, but it's really a very deep spiritual truth. Our energies are interacting all the time. And so what you share with your own self when you look in your personal mirrors matters not only just to you, it matters to the world, right? Learning to be more of our true selves in the world. So when I first meet with someone and I'm sharing what Reiki is, and those of you who already have Reiki training, I find that people like to hear how other people put something that is so much of an experience into words, right? That is the challenge for a lot of people. How do you talk about this, right? So what I would say, and I don't have a rote speech by any means, but the essence of it is that Reiki is a very gentle and very deeply relaxing hands-on healing. It was originally from Japan, now practiced worldwide, primarily for stress management. Anybody need that? Getting back into a better place of balance. Who doesn't need that right now, right? And finding and learning your place of inner peace. It is already within you. I don't give it to you, I help you remember so that you can take yourself there a little more often, stay there a little bit longer, right? Nobody lives there all the time while we're having these human experiences. We're spiritual beings having this very interesting, we'll use that word, human experience, right? That knocks us off our path to the left or to the right, and sometimes clear down onto our butts, right? Right. And most of it is just trying to help us learn our way back to the path, right? So with Reiki, you have a tool in your toolbox to help you recognize the contrast, because it feels so much better when you're in that place of inner peace, that when you start to veer from that, you catch yourself quicker. And you learn to take that deep breath and bring yourself back moment by moment, breath by breath, especially during challenging times. So from that place, you'll feel better, which will help support your immune system, right? And you will also be able to be a healing presence in the world, right? So it's bigger than just you are. And so I might say, while I'm sharing about Reiki to someone new, is that everything alive is made of energy. That's science, right? So what happens during your Reiki session is that your body will draw whatever you need and release what is no longer serving you, so that you can come to a better place of balance. Reiki is a balancing process. It doesn't necessarily treat specific diseases, illnesses, or body parts. It helps your entire being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, come back to a place of balance, so that your body can help you heal naturally, like we are all designed to do, right? I don't get to decide what happens during your Reiki session, because we barely know what's in our own highest good, let alone what's in someone else's highest good. My job in this work, as the sharer of a Reiki session, is to do my own personal work to keep myself as clear as possible, so that that energy can flow through me and not from me. It's not my energy. I don't give away any of my personal energy. I just place my hands, no pushing, no trying. It's a process of allowing and being. And so the person on the table will draw through me from the high frequency energy that's all around us, that we all can connect to, that blesses us and supports us all, whether you choose to give that a name or not. We all can tap into that, right? And that same energy will flow through me to the person on the table, so that they can be in a more balanced place. And when you're in a better place of balance, it is so much easier not to get sucked into all the drama all around you. You can witness the drama, but you're not drawn in as easily. And when, because of your humanness, you allow that to happen, you catch yourself and can bring yourself back. So what is my work that I was referring to? What is my daily work as a Reiki master? Which to me means that I make a conscious choice every day to live Reiki, to be Reiki. I don't just, there's no just, I don't do Reiki. I never say I do Reiki, because I don't do this. I allow it, I share it, and Reiki is more than just a hands-on healing practice. That is a tool to help you become more enlightened, so that you can be Reiki in the world, which means that you become conscious of the energy of every thought, word, emotion, and attitude that you put out to the world, and that how that affects your well-being and your wellness, as well as everyone around. And the beautiful thing with energy is it's exponential. So the more of us that choose to share in this way and be in this way, the easier it is for everyone else. Energy is not 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. It's way more and bigger than that. And that's why we do things like Reiki shares. Yes, it feels good for each of us to have our turn on the table and everyone's hands on us. But what we're really doing is putting out a lot of positive, high vibration and energy into the world. And Lord knows the world needs that right now, right? And all we can do is our own individual work. So what that work consists of is several parts, really. The first thing you learn in your Reiki 1 class is self-healing. It's a very easy thing to learn, but it's got to start with you first, because you've got to keep yourself filled up before you can share with others in a healthy way. Many of us tend to be nurturer, caregiver personalities, and right away we want to help everyone else. But if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to start to use your own personal energy, and that's going to start to affect your well-being. So every day, whether you feel like it or not, in fact, when you least feel like it is when you need it the most, for sure, we do our self-healing. It's very easy. I teach this work to little kids, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about my Reiki Kids coloring book in a little while. So I've taught from 5 years old on up. Kids get this. It is so natural. They feel it. They don't have any of the filters or resistances that we've developed through our life experiences. And the fact, honestly, that we're just not aware of energy in our Western culture. It's not talked about, right? In the East, this is traditional medicine. Acupuncture from traditional Chinese medicine has been around thousands of years longer than Western medicine. And I personally am a believer in integrative medicine. I believe that every culture brings a piece of the truth of the whole, and when we put it all together, we have holistic medicine. And so there is certainly a place for traditional Western medicine. You know, you break your leg, you're not going to want to come to me for your arm. In that moment, you're going to want to get that fixed in whatever way it needs to be fixed, right? And then you come for Reiki to help facilitate the healing process and help with the pain management, help you deal with the trauma, not only of the injury, but of being in the hospital, going through surgery, and to help you get to underneath to all those emotional layers. So, back again, self-healing is always the first and most important part. When you work on yourself every day, you are going to be shifting your vibration. And even if you never choose to put your hands on another person, you will become a healing presence in the world. People will feel your energy and will be attracted to that. Your energy speaks way louder than your words. And when your words and your energy don't match each other, in other words, you're talking the talk, but not walking the walk, doing your own daily work, something just doesn't feel right, right? And so you're not going to feel that sense of magnetic resonant attraction that you feel when you find your person that's the right one for you to be working with. It's an actual physics response, right? So self-healing is the first part of doing daily work. The second part is conscious, connected breathing. Okay? So we breathe all the time, every day. Obviously, we're alive, right? when you breathe with the conscious intention of knowing that your breath carries the life force healing energy, and breathe that into your being, it fills you up with healing energy. And you can feel that. And you breathe it with your conscious intention, not just down into your lungs, but into your heart and into the center of your being, and all the way down through your legs and your feet, connecting you with Mother Earth. Because Reiki is very opening, spiritually opening, right? And we also need to be what?
Grounded.
Grounded, thank you. That's a really, really important part of this work. Why is that so important?
Because we put rubber on the bottom of our shoes so we can't do it.
Okay, well that's interesting. Yeah, but why do we want to be grounded?
To create balance.
To create balance. And you know, a lot of people that are very sensitive and empathic, right? They're real good at going off into the ethers, right? You can meditate and float all around, and maybe you get lots of really great ideas and visions and inspirations. And millions of projects get started and never finished, right? And you're going this way and that way, and sometimes you're on Facebook, on social media, and sometimes nobody can find you, and sometimes you're radiating light and love, and sometimes you're spewing your stuff out. Anybody ever see this? Right? So the grounding balance is the manifestation current. Inspiration, manifestation. So that you can take all those great inspirations from the source, right? And from your own inner source, and actually do something with it. Okay? You can create a physical structure like Reiki Space and Learning Place. You can finish the projects that you start. And you can be out there in a concrete and lasting and consistent way. And that's what the world needs, right? So we do our self-healing, we do our conscious connected breathing with the intention of filling ourselves up, and we want to fill up with so much light and love and healing energy that comes in with our breath and down through our crown along our spine, so much that it starts to overflow from our being. And we can feel it start to radiate. And then every space you enter, your light leads the way. And people can feel that. And probably the most common question that I get, maybe it's one of your questions, who knows? How do I manage around other negative people or negative situations? Anybody ever hear that question, right? And so a lot of people answer that question by saying that you surround yourself with a bubble of fill in the blank. Rainbow, white, pink, light, right? Have you heard that answer? It's a beautiful answer, but it's not a Reiki answer. And I'll tell you why. Because Reiki is heart-centered, unconditional love and connection. Thinking that you have someone or something to protect yourself from, is that a love-based response or a fear-based response? Fear, false evidence appearing real. Yeah, we want to choose love, living one vibrational energy, right? So, feeling like you have a barrier to put up is a fear-based response. We all agree with that, right? And because energy is as real as your physical body, creating an energetic barrier is just like creating a wall. You are creating a division, a separation between you and them, or you and the circumstance. That's not what Reiki is. Reiki's about creating connection, right? So, if you begin to practice every day, conscious connected breathing, filling yourself up, and radiating your light, when you enter your space with your light, by the laws of physics, anything that vibrates less than that light will either be, will either be healed by your light or will go away, because it won't match your vibration. It can't see you and you can't see it. It just doesn't fit anymore. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's a practice. It's something you need to do on an everyday basis, and every day practice allowing that light to radiate bigger and brighter than you've ever felt or seen it before. Your energy will speak louder than your words. People wonder, how do I talk about this? When you are radiating light, you don't have to talk about it, because people will be attracted to your light, and they might not know why, but they'll say, I want what she's got, or he's got. I have a beautiful example of that. This was when I first moved to this area in 2008. I had a Groupon to get a facial, and it was my birthday. So I went to a place near where I live, and I was in the chair to totally receive. You know, I'm good at that. I have no problem letting go, being vulnerable, and receiving, right? And so I'm in the chair, and my Reiki starts to flow. I didn't intend it, it just was drawing through me. When someone near you, or even an animal or a plant, needs that energy, they recognize it. The person sharing my facial didn't tell me anything about her life. I could tell we had a nice connection, and I went out to pay at the end, and she said, honey, that was her word, I don't know what it is that you do, but I need that in my life. And so Tracy became one of our Reiki space practitioners. She became a client, a student, and she's now a Reiki master teacher, and we love to share that story. But that's, you know, that's how we feel each other, right? So, self-healing, conscious connection, radiating your light, releasing the fear, that's a big one, isn't it, right? And finding a grounding practice. Yes, we want to breathe that energy all the way down, but what else can you do that's grounding? Be in the dirt. Yes, that is awesome for you. Good. Yes, anything outside with your feet in the dirt or in the grass is perfect.
Hugging trees.
Hugging trees. Even just taking your shoes off for 5 minutes and standing in the earth, but with the conscious intention of connection and grounding. When you add your intention, everything intensifies. Because in the earth are all kinds of elements and minerals and crystals. Where's our crystal person, right? And so, yeah. So, you know, with your intention, you can connect to that energy and draw up whatever you need through your feet and through your legs, meeting in the center core of your being with all this beautiful spiritual energy. And that's how you fill yourself up and stay grounded. There's other fun ways to stay grounded. I'm going to experience one next weekend because I'm going to the beach. Salt water is great for grounding. You can do it in your bathtub as well. Hematite is a wonderful grounding stone. And if you can find hematite ankle bracelets and wear them on both ankles, that's a great way for grounding. If not, you know, you can hold a crystal in your pocket, and when you touch it, it reminds you and brings you back to that intention. Yeah.
Or red jasper.
Yes, anything that's red or black is definitely, just by the energy of the color, is going to be a grounding stone as well. Tribal drumming music, that really deep that gets you moving, is wonderful grounding also. What else? Does anybody think of anything?
This root chakra tea.
Yes, root chakra tea. Right. And anything that you add your intention to, right? Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, wearing red shoes. I mean, that's fantastic. And so, but we just do these things a little bit more consciously than maybe you would have, right? Yeah. All right, so let's take a breath for a moment. I've been chit-chatting, and I want to make sure, I have no idea how long this goes tonight, so I want to make sure that I answer and meet your needs. So why don't we just go around, and you can read me your question if it still feels relevant.
Yeah, I just wondered, with being interested in maybe learning a little more about teaching it, how long did it actually take you to learn how to use yourself as a tool?
Beautiful. So there are many teachers that teach in many different ways, and I need to do what feels right with my integrity. And so each Reiki class, I feel, each attunement that you receive in your Reiki class, which is basically you giving your permission to say, I am willing to be more of my true self and let my light shine in the world. But it's a very sacred process that's passed on from Reiki master to student in every Reiki class. And so I believe that each attunement needs time to process and integrate into your being. So I teach all the classes in one day, but then you have to do your own work, right? And so Reiki 1 is a full day on a Saturday. You receive your Reiki attunement, you learn self-healing, and by the end of the day, you learn the basics to begin sharing with others. However, I ask everyone in my Reiki 1 class to only do yourself for the first 3 weeks, to allow that attunement to really work through you, and because I know you're going to be so tempted to give it away before you are fully filled up, right? So that's the way we do that. I recommend waiting at least 3 weeks between Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 so that attunement can fully process and you can work with the energy and do your self-healing and your gratitude journal and see what you notice in your life. Reiki level 2 is another one-day class. Reiki level 2 will empower your Reiki. So we learn all about our energy in Reiki 1. We feel our energy and we feel each other's energy and we feel the energy of the group, and I show you your energy and all different ways so that we can make that energy real for you. And so usually when we're feeling our energy, it kind of gradually builds up under our hands. Ah, there it is, you know, now I found it. And once I feel it, I know exactly what it feels like. In Reiki 2, it's going to be there instantaneously for you. Your attunement that you receive in your Reiki 2 class will help heal you on the underlying mental, emotional level, the source of most of the physical that we experience, and you will learn how to help heal others, help share healing with others on that underlying source level, because most of the physical things that we experience are underlied by some level of energy, emotion, or stress, right? Sometimes there's instances where something's just physical. You know, you stub your toe. You don't always need to have a deep metaphysical reason. However, many times there's a reason why you weren't paying attention in that moment. And in order to get really deep and true healing, you've got to get underneath to those deeper layers of the source. We're not just looking at removing symptoms, right? We want deep, true healing. The other fantastic thing that you learn in Reiki Level 2 that is a life-changing tool is how to share Reiki when someone's not physically with you. So that when that ambulance goes by, you never have to feel helpless, hopeless, or powerless ever again. And it doesn't matter whether the person's across the room or across the universe, because there is no time, space, or distance with energy. So you always have something that's going to help you feel more peaceful and is going to raise the possibility for healing. We can't make that happen for anyone else, right? But we create an environment that makes it easier for that to happen, right? We hold the highest potential in our hearts and in our hands. It's beautiful. And during these times, I mean, when shutdown happened, okay, and I wasn't allowed to go into Reiki space, I really pushed my growing edge because I had never done Facebook Live before. And however, I knew that I needed to connect. So I took that deep breath and reminded myself, this is not about me, it's bigger than me. And after I did that first Facebook Live, and maybe you were connected with that, Erin, and you know, I let my energy flow and radiate with my highest intention, and everyone felt it. And people just needed that so much. So you can do that too. All of us can do this. It's easy to learn. I teach it to 5-year-olds. So that's Reiki Level 2. Now the Reiki Level 2 attunement continues to work through you for 6 to 9 months. So I recommend waiting, about 6 months between Reiki 2 before deciding to move on. Now every level of Reiki stands alone. So you can just take Reiki 1 and learn your self-healing, and it's a life-changing tool in your toolbox. This is not the type of thing where you say, well, I started it, now I have to finish it, you know. It's not traditional left brain book learning in that way. You will know that it's right for you, and when the time is right, you will feel it, you will be drawn to it. So the Reiki Master level is when you go from sharing Reiki to being and living Reiki. Now there's some responsibility that comes with that. So it is a decision that we make, right? So I teach the master level in 2 parts, Reiki Master Practitioner and Reiki Master Teacher. I choose to do it that way because some people want to move forwards with that spiritual level attunement, the attunement that gets to your deep core issues, right? But may not necessarily feel called to or ready to teach. You can decide that. You can have any length of time between your Reiki 3A Master Practitioner and your Reiki 3B Master Teacher. Or you can choose to never take Reiki 3B, right? Every level of Reiki is really for you. Each level that you take raises your own personal vibration, right? And by doing that and choosing to do your daily work every day that we were just talking about, you become a healing presence in the world, as I mentioned. So Reiki 3A, I actually have prerequisites for that class because I take becoming a Reiki Master very seriously. It's not something that I do lightly, although my teaching style is light, and you can probably feel that, but I take the work very seriously. And so the prerequisites are very doable. They're based on what people would expect of you
having that piece of paper that says you're a Reiki master. They would expect you to be able to share a full Reiki session, right? So I actually role play a client and you share a mock Reiki session with me, including explaining it to me, answering my questions, talking with me afterwards about it. You will do some writing about the Reiki healing principles, which you all have on your handout, and we'll try to go over that if we have time. But these are the principles of how you choose to live your life based on energy. So being a Reiki master is choosing to live by those Reiki healing principles. Every culture has these same principles in different languaging. This is just the Reiki way. You will also be prepared to share an introduction to Reiki workshop, so that if you choose to come here and do a tea talk, you'll be ready to. And we spend a lot of time in that class on how do you talk about this in language that is meaningful, relatable, and grounded. Because I go out to banks and credit unions and hospitals and talk to people from all different walks of life. And you need to be able to relate to people where they are. So that's why I wait all the way to the master level to share about how you talk about this, because because with each attunement that you receive in your classes, it raises your vibration. So you're able to connect with more of your intuition and know the right languaging for you is going to be very different from you and you and you, right? And so we practice all different scenarios in that class. How do you talk with someone who's religious? How do you talk with someone who's not? How do you talk with someone who knows about energy? Someone who doesn't know about energy? How do you talk to a little kid? How do you talk to someone in the medical profession? And we practice these different scenarios so that you become more comfortable with the languaging piece of it. So it really helps you feel more settled into your Reiki. And then the Reiki 3B is Master Teacher, and that's where you would learn how to share all the attunements and what's called a healing attunement if you choose to teach your own classes. Yeah, sure. Do you have a question that you'd like to share?
My main thing was about neuropathy, so
okay.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know how you'd be able to make it feel better. I don't know.
Well, I don't make anything happen.
Or you know what I mean? I don't know how.
Yeah. And you won't know that until you have your personal experience. So lots of people ask me at the, because I do lots of health fairs and events and, have my Reiki table out everywhere I go. And so, of course, people come up to me, will Reiki help with, or come up to the booth, let's just start with that. Will Reiki help with this? Can Reiki help with that? And sometimes I have some of my practitioners helping to share at the booth with me. And maybe they're a little newer at it and they want to say, yes! And then I have to pull them aside and say, we don't get to decide what happens with Reiki. We can say it has the potential to, right? But your body in its deep inner wisdom knows exactly what you need, where it should go, and what you're ready for. And the high frequency energy source has intelligence. So I see it like a conversation between the source and your deep inner wisdom. So sometimes, let's say somebody comes with a physical pain. Let's say left knee pain. Now, I am a caring, loving person, and I want their left knee pain. The Rickie in me wants their left knee pain to feel better, but I don't get to decide. What if that knee pain is a message to them? Right? Each part of our body speaks to us. The right side is the give, 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 go, 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 take action side. The left side is the allow, be, receive, slow down, be nurtured. So what if that left knee is telling him, that now's not the time for action. Now's the time to just allow yourself to be. If the Reiki just took the pain away, they would never get the message. So sometimes Reiki will bring the message to your attention. Now we have free will every step of the way, right? So you can choose to pay attention to the message or not, but sometimes once it's right here, it's a little harder to ignore it. So if you choose to pay attention and listen and step forward in a little different way, then most of the time our bodies don't need to keep screaming at us so loud. The problem is that many times we don't pay attention to the little whispers. We wait until we get knocked on our butt, and then, okay, whatever, I'll even try Reiki, right? So the answer is that it has the potential to. I might be able to say, in my experience, I have seen, but I can't tell you what's going to happen in your Reiki session, because maybe there's other things that need to be worked on before it even gets to that, or not. I don't know. But it's worth a try, because Reiki only works for the positive. Absolutely, pardon the double negative, but nothing negative can happen. You're only going to receive what you are ready for. Thank you. Do you have a question? Okay, good. Well, you're already here with me. Erin, did you have anything you wanted to? No? It's 8 o'clock. Okay. Okay. So let me just finish the questions and then we'll wind up. Are you good with that? Okay.
My question was how to channel third eye using crystals.
Okay, that would be another talk for another time, but I know they do crystal talks here as well. I will say that if you choose to move forward with your Reiki, it helps to balance all your energy centers, including that. So many people find their intuition starts to open up in whatever way is real for you. I'm a feeler primarily, okay? I feel the energy. I get a sense of what's physical versus emotional. Other people hear messages, get gut knowing, see the colors of the energy. It's all just as good as each other. Yeah.
So I'm not interested in learning the teacher class.
Right, no, you don't have to.
But I mean, how do you just have that experience of having somebody...
Of receiving a Reiki session?
Yes. Having somebody go over, can you sign up for that? Like, I don't want it like a whole day thing where I would learn.
You just want to come in and receive Reiki. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Yes. So they offer Reiki here. They offer Reiki sessions here. I have Reiki sessions in Reiki Space. Yes. That's the bulk of my practice every day. I see 5 or 6 people for Reiki sessions a day. Yeah, wonderful. Do you have a question?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm also good.
You good?
No questions.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
I was wondering what some of the most common things that can block Reiki.
Well, I find that once people make the conscious choice to get onto the Reiki table, there is very little that will block it, right? You can choose to consciously block it, but why would you get on the table if you're going to do that? This has nothing to do with your thinking mind, right? This works on a deep subconscious level. So even if you're not sure, you're skeptical, deep within, you will draw exactly what you need.
Thank you. You have a question? No questions. The information was really great.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for all of your insight.
Yeah. Sure. Do you have a question? Rory?
Can you do this with pets and plants and other things like that?
Rory, you sound like you're a plant in the audience, because Rory already knows the answer to this question, clearly. Rory, you tell us, can you do this with pets and plants?
Actually, you can.
Yeah.
That's a revelation to me, but that's also with the kids that the fluffy puppy comes in, where they can practice on the puppy. But yes, you can do that with anything, actually. So.
Right, everything everything is energy. Even tables and chairs are energy. They just vibrate at a very slow, dense rate. So everything has the potential to respond to this.
So now I thought of a question.
Yes.
My garden has been under attack by aphids this year. Is that an energetic issue?
I don't know enough about aphids to tell you.
They're pests.
Yeah.
They're destroying crops in my garden.
Yeah. So we wish them well, but may they be in another place. Yeah.
They don't need Reiki? Is that what you're saying?
Well, maybe they do. I don't get to decide that, do I? That's a really good question. I will tell you really quickly that at the end of the Reiki Kids class, I give each kid a packet of vegetable or flower seeds, and they're instructed to plant half the seeds in one spot, half the seeds in another spot. Half the seeds get water and sunshine and all the things the seeds need, and the other half gets the addition of Reiki. And so that you can do that little experiment in your garden. Yeah. Awesome. All right, I know that I am over time. I have so much I would love to be able to share with you. As I mentioned, I do have a regular introduction to Reiki workshop next Wednesday, where we will go through the whole workshop in a semblance of an order. I will be here for questions. And so everybody uncross your feet. Take a deep breath. And I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your precious time and energy. Thank you so much, Erin. Yes. And I honor the divine within each of you. I honor that place in you that is of light, of love, of truth, and of peace. And when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are truly and deeply one. Have a peaceful evening, everyone. It's been a pleasure being with you tonight.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
All right.